Good morning. Day 3. I'm going to do very quickly a couple housekeeping things that I will maybe answer some questions that people have been asking. So first, the raffle winners were picked last night. A notification went out on the app with the numbers of the tickets, or if you wrote your name on it, it's on there. So there's a link in the app to make sure you check to see if you won a raffle basket. If you did, go and pick it up in the store. The store is going to be open until noon. Please go and buy everything in there because I do not want to haul it back to Illinois. Late checkout. So people have been asking about bags and checking out time. So the hotel might know if you can get a late checkout. Just go and check maybe at the break if you want to request a late checkout, if they can do it. And if they can't, then we have a lot of space. They can either keep your bags at the front desk, or we have actually extra rooms as needed. Okay. So just check with them and see if you can get a late checkout because the checkout time is noon normally. There is, in the app, there's been surveys for each of the sessions that you went to. So if you click on the session you went to and you go into the survey, you can leave feedback. For us, we really, really need that because that's the best place to get it, for us to be able to go back and say we should change this. At the end of the day, when you're going home, maybe sitting in the airport, there's an overall survey. Please go in there, share your thoughts, share your, this was great, this wasn't so great, this is what we'd like to see next time. Everybody's been really good about giving feedback to us right away, which is wonderful, but putting it down there really helps us remember for the next time because we can go back and look. Do not throw your raffle tickets away. We're doing a surprise. If you got a raffle ticket, do not throw it away if you didn't win anything. I hope they didn't. We're going to do a surprise drawing at the end of the closing ceremony. I can't even tell you the prize because they swore me to secrecy. There's extra stuff. There's extra swag, the bags and the notebooks and all that stuff. There's extra stuff. Please take it home. Again, I do not want to take it back to Illinois. It says the conference, so take as many as you want. They're great swim bags, so just please take them. There's also a couple conference t-shirts, leftover ones, that I think people have been asking if they want to buy them. It's just a couple sizes, but if you do want to get them or grab them, if you want to buy them, just talk to the ladies at the registration desk. So housekeeping, anything else? Any questions about housekeeping stuff? Okay, we're good. So we're going to start this morning with volunteer and engagement, volunteer recognition, essentially. Do I need to introduce myself again? I don't think so. But today we have essentially Nick and Chris volunteer or coordinate all the volunteers and all the fundraising events and help everybody support everybody in all of their endeavors in your local areas. But we really want to take this opportunity to read the names and really highlight what everybody's been doing throughout the last year and give them the recognition they deserve. So without the volunteers, one volunteer is doing community awareness, participating in Rare Disease Day, creating fundraisers, and really getting out there. Even if you're doing just a Facebook fundraiser for your birthday, we couldn't exist without this. We could not be here without you. So we really want to take the time to, say thank you. So we're going to go through, sorry. Okay. So last year we wanted to kind of create a group or kind of brand our volunteers. So we came up with this very, very clever, we thought clever, name called Chromosome Crusaders, because we're the 15Q and we did a little riff on that. So we'd like to recognize our Chromosome Crusaders and volunteers. First, we have the Sunshine Committee. We're also going to talk about the committees too. The Sunshine Committee is a group of people who send out those birthday cards. I talked about them earlier too, and for all the dupers on our list. So if we have the duper's birthday and their mailing address, these people take the time that month to write a birthday card and then drop it in the mail to say happy birthday to all our dupers. So we're going to read the names, and if you're here, please stand up. We do have a certificate for you. If you're not, or you're watching online or you're watching the video, thank you so much, and we're sending you your certificate. So we've got Ada Lau, Angie Middlebusher, Bradford Peck, Chrislyn Miria, Cynthia Manini, Donna Cartwright, Elaine Lowell, Gina Peters, Yvonne Fetterman, Jay Morgan, Jen Sierro, Jill Baker, Jill Kurtzman, Karen Rasmussen, Kim Ritter, Laura Stark, Laura Bussian, Lindsay Borden, Melissa Camp, Nina Pecoraro, every time, it's the extra syllable, Noelle Marcoux, Pam Luxinger, Patricia Tucker, Rosemary Gifford, Ruth Cross, Sarah Spence, Sherry Butendorp, Sharon Vivenzio, Sue Thibodeau, Susan Gazewood, Tiffany Sierro, and Victoria Maxwell. Thank you to the Sunshine Committee. And if your duper is not getting a birthday card, please let us know. It means that I either don't have their birthday on file or I don't have your address. The Remembrance Committee. So the unfortunate part with G15Q syndrome that everybody is afraid of is kids pass away. The Remembrance Committee is a group of people that send remembrance cards on Rare Disease Day to families who have lost their child. And also when a child does pass away, they send them a remembrance token. So we have, for the Remembrance Committee, we have Chrysalyn Mira, Cynthia Manini, Donna Bennett, Elaine Lowell, Gina Peters, and Roxanne Zamora. Thank you to the Remembrance Committee. Transitional Living Committee. I hope that many of you got the opportunity to go to the Transitional Living Committee, or Transitional Living session. But the Transitional Living Committee is made up of parents whose children have already transitioned to adulthood, or those who have knowledge about the transition period to adulthood. Their goal is to gain a better understanding of various transition aspects as they are anticipated or experienced by dupers and their families. The intention is to identify the aspects that are most critical and to work through the transition and to work together with the Transitional Living Committee to develop resources, strategies that will help families achieve successful outcomes. So for the Transitional Living Committee, who are amazing at getting on calls every month and bringing really great ideas to the group and really talking them out and have amazing deliverables, we have Allison Kelnicki, Ann Karch, Brandy Vitter, Fernando Gomez, Janine Rossbach, Laura Stark, Margaret Kelleher Gibson, Marlene Schwann, Paul Karch, and Ruth Cross. Thank you to the Transitional Living Committee. The Believe Committee. I also mentioned this earlier. The Believe Committee is the committee of you want to get involved but you don't know how. Or I have ideas about the Alliance and I really want to work on them. So the Believe Committee, we have a couple calls and we basically say, what are your thoughts? This is what we're doing. What are your thoughts? How can we improve different programs or create programs that really will address the community's needs? From this, the branding came up and we have our new logo. But on the Believe Committee, we have Anita Kendrick, Debbie Patterson, Kathy Borden, Sid Almeida, Susan Corey, and on the branding committee, we have Rosemary Vulgaris, Marion Cap, and Helena Stella Boyd. And then for the IEP version of the Believe Committee, we have Brandy Vitter. Thank you to the Believe Committee. So we have one of the last committees, we have the Thank You Committee. So the Thank You Committee is a group of parents, extended family members, friends, and professionals who send out thank you cards to our supporters. So donors, fundraisers, that sort of thing, that help us. My hand gets really tired writing some of the thank you notes, so they help do that too. So the Thank You Committee is Chrysalyn Maria, Cynthia Manini, Jen Sierro, Roxanne Zamora, and Sharon Vivenzio. Thank you to the Thank You Committee. All right, and the PALS program. So we're going to talk a little bit about this later, but the PALS program is that new Parent Advocated Leadership and Support Committee. This, as a parent, receiving a diagnosis for your child is life-changing and will shake you to your core, but you're not alone. Having a safe place to explore feelings and this is not the way it's supposed to be is what PALS is all about. Sharing emotional process that often comes from the diagnosis of D15Q syndrome with somebody who's also experienced these feelings can be helpful for many families. This is being headed up by Erica Clayton. So thank you to her for heading that up. So the PALS committee came out of the Believe Committee as well, meaning the Believe Committee met, we were talking about actually doing more support and emotional support for parents. And this is going to change the regional rep program a little bit, meaning that when you get a diagnosis, the PALS are actually going to have some training to help deal with the emotional aspect of that. The answers about Duke 15Q will still, the actual syndrome itself will still come from the Alliance, but when it comes down to I'm having a really hard time personally about this, I really want to talk about my feelings rather than anything about Duke 15Q, this is where the PALS program comes in. Then we have our regional reps. So our regional reps, we are amazing people that when we get new diagnoses, we can get you in contact with somebody close to your house or close to your home. And we have Emmylou Allen, Yvonne Ruiz, Joanne Poore, Kristen Siddle, Lene Follett, Lindsay Borden, Lisa Fury, Rachel Seegers, Robert and Adrian Parody, Riley McCam, Shannon Rozovics, Tessa Quinlan, Tiffany Sierro, and Todd and Katie Sapina. Thank you to the regional reps. If anybody's interested in becoming a regional rep or a state rep, please let us know, because we are growing quite quickly, and we do have we could have a representative in each state. So if you're interested in that, if you want to get involved, it doesn't take much time. It just ends up being an ear or a lifeline to somebody. So please let us know if you want to become a state rep. So for our international representatives, we have from South Africa, Derek and Tracy Bouchard. For New South Wales and Queensland. In Australia, we have Belinda McDonald. For the Northern Territory in Australia, we have Dana Cartwright. For Southern Australia, we have Joanne Greats. For Tasmania, we have Tammy Donahue. For Victoria, we have Ann Tiplady. For Canada, the British Columbia side, we have Alison Klanicki. For the other side, we have Dennis Myers. For Austria, we have Ursula Pale. For Belgium, we have Mieke Van Hove. For Denmark, we have Camilla Jacobson. For England, we have Pamela Taylor. For France, we have Helene Frisch and Stephanie Lillaby. Lablali. I need a French accent. For Germany, what? There we go. Le Ballet. Close. For Germany, Udo Wolf. Netherlands, we have, actually, I would have to say, it's mostly for the Netherlands, it's actually Nina. But we also have Antal de Wad. I can't even say that anywhere near it. Norway, I'm not even going to try. Sorry. Italy, we have Laura Pareda. Ireland, we have there we go. Poland, lots of these I'm struggling on. So we have Portugal, Cecilia and Manuel. For Spain, we have Quino. For Sweden, we have Sarah. For Nina, we have Switzerland, we also have Nina. For Argentina, we have Silvina and Louise. For Brazil, we have Diri. And for Peru, we have Kat. So thank you to the international representatives. I'm sorry that I butchered names. Conference Planning Committee. I know Tessa's going to talk a little bit about this later when we close out, but I'd like to thank the Conference Planning Committee. This, I think, was the first conference we actually really had a very, very, very active Conference Planning Committee. We had these 12, 13 people, got on calls every month, thought about previous conferences, what we needed to do, what would really actually benefit our community, how changes to things that maybe were not so great in the past and we wanted to change, we wanted to add. And so thank you to the Conference Planning Committee. We have Tessa Quinlan, Adam Berger, Adrian Felterman, Adrian Parody, Christine Benitez, Eddie Garza, Emmylou Allen, Yvonne Ruiz, Lacey Berger, Lisa Fury, Roxanne Zamora, Ruth Cross, Sonia Rigglesworth, and Tiffany Sierro. Thank you so much. Coming soon, we have committees, we have ways to get involved, and these are super easy ways to get involved. The Finance and Investment Committee, we have actually started having monthly calls, but we'd love anybody who has any interest or expertise in finance or investment, please join the Finance Committee. We have the Governmental Advocacy Committee. We've added these things to our newsletters. We'd actually like to create a Governmental Advocacy Committee that would talk about issues coming up on the Hill or in government that we can really educate back to our community. The Iep Working Group. So we've talked a lot about IEPs at this conference. We really do want to create an Iep Working Group so that when families in the Duke 15 community are having a hard time, there's a group of people that they can go to talk to. And then we have the Extended Support Network Committee. That's something we're really ramping up for those grandparents or those aunts or those uncles who want to get involved in the committee and the community and really support the Duke 15Q community on a larger scale. So please, these are many, many ways to get involved that all do great things for all of our dupers.
Thank you, guys. The most important part of this is we're going to hand out some awards for many of you who have led a lot of fundraising efforts here. I just want to talk a few words about why it is that we're all here and what we're doing. Duke 15Q Alliance, really exists to help our kids and help the families of those affected by Duke 15Q syndrome. And the single biggest driver to make that happen is the time and effort, energy and passion of the folks that you have been seeing up here. That's number one. Number two is money. The money pays for things like this. The money pays for things like bringing our researchers out to meet many of you, to fund the research, to all those committees and the work that they do. So much of it is really geared to again ultimately helping all of these families. I'm proud to say that when our family got involved in this many years ago in the Alliance, our fundraising level was around $50,000 a year. Last year was the first year we cracked $500,000. So thank you very much to everyone out there that helped make that happen. So most of that money, we do have corporate partners and we do have grants and things like that. Most of the money, though, is coming from families actually holding fundraisers, again, to help pay for all of this work that goes into the Alliance. So we want to list some folks and let you know and just recognize them. But before then, and this is my cue to get more people to do this for the Alliance. I want to tell you what happened for me the first time our family raised money. I think back then what we really needed for the Alliance was a genetic registry. And our family had just gotten involved, and when I was asking, how can I be helpful to all this, they said, well, we have to figure out a way to pay for this genetic registry. I had never done any kind of fundraising thing in my life before, but now I had something. I said, I can write a note to folks and say this is what we really need. And so my wife and I decided we were going to run a marathon, which she laughed at when I said this is what we're going to do. She said, Mike, I don't think you've run a mile in the last 5 years. But when we sent out an email to literally every email address that I had, I put a note out and I just said, this is how I can help my daughter. And I asked for help. And we had this wave of support. I think so many of us have friends and family out there who, some can be very supportive and some, not so much. And I think that we gave them a way to help us in some meaningful way. And we were shocked at the amount of money that came in, the emails that came in just saying, sorry you're dealing with all this, let me know other ways I could help. It was amazing to kind of get that support, but it does a lot of other things too. It drives awareness. In that email that I sent out, I got an email back from a woman saying, my daughter has the same thing as yours. This was someone on a listserv of a journalism fellowship email list that I sent out to. And I said, I was thinking, no way, there's no way her kid has the same as mine. Well, it turns out that family lived 20 minutes away from me. It was Brittany Calvert, and her husband Guy is now leading kind of the science effort from the board. That's how we met. That's how we got together. And so when you think about how we build community, fundraising is actually a big part, of how we do that. And again, drives so much awareness. So again, when I look at this, why do I put time and energy into the Alliance? It's because I truly believe it's the single best way that I can help long-term the quality of life of my daughter, in addition to all the things we do at home and all those things. And so when I'm going to be applauding for all these folks that come up there, I'm applauding because they're putting their time and energy into this, and it's helping all of us in so many ways. So I think Vanessa's going to read off the names.
So Naked just told me I need to remind people now. All of these fundraisers are in-person fundraisers, meaning the fundraisers that we host are usually ends up being awareness events. So getting anybody to an in-person fundraiser, on top of the money it raises awareness. It's one more person that knows what Duke 15Q is and what the Alliance does for our community. So I always say that even a share on Facebook is almost better than $1 sometimes. And as she just told me, Facebook alone between birthday fundraisers to just sharing or adding a button, a donate button, has raised $50,000. So those shares, those likes, those adding the donation buttons, just saying that this is where you are, this is what we did. I just came to this amazing Do15Q Alliance conference. People, please donate, because it was, life-changing. Keep doing it, because maybe next year it can be $100,000. And it's just so great to get somebody out there, and when you share that, somebody comes around, well, what's this thing? Well, it looks like they're having fun. Let's see what's going on. So please keep doing that. So for our Believe Crusaders, again, these are in-person fundraisers. We have Lacey Berger, who ran a Communities for a Cause, meaning that she had a fundraiser. I think it was at like a Chipotle or something. So these are different things. Communities for a Cause is basically when you go into a restaurant and they donate the proceeds back. It's a super, super easy in-person fundraiser to do. We have Stephanie Claxton, who did a Finley's Warriors t-shirt fundraiser. We have Emmy Lou Allen. She did a Rare Your Blue for Rare Disease Day fundraiser. Heather Smith Larson also did. Laura Lee Cochran Barlow did a jewelry party fundraiser. Rob and Marion Cap did a Somerset Patriots charity game and t-shirt fundraiser. Juanita Harper did their Rare Your Blue for Do15Q Rare Disease fundraiser. So did Tiffany Ciero. Tiffany Smith did a pizza fundraiser, and Connie Will did a pizza fundraiser. So thank you to these Believe Crusaders. Then we have the advocate level. So we have Jen Kelly did a Trades of Hope fundraiser. Corinne Murphy did a Rare Your Blue for Do15Q Rare Disease Day. In memory of Alan Lundgren, there was a birthday fundraiser. Sarah Chapman did a birthday fundraiser. Ryan Holmes ran a Believe Walk in Denver. Samantha Colombaro did a Run for a Reason. Brandy Vittner did a One Mission Apparel t-shirt fundraiser. Stephanie Leblay, closer. I did a Believe Walk in France. Carly Mader did a Rare Your Blue for Do15Q Rare Disease Day t-shirt fundraiser, and Doreen Gladys did a Believe ornament sales. So thank you to those advocate crusaders. Just as an aside, the Rare Your Blue for Do15Q, I saw a lot of you have your shirts on. That fundraiser, we thought we were going to sell 100 t-shirts. We sold over 500. We made over $5,000 on that. It was insane. So that was 500 people that now know we're wearing their blue for Do15Q on Rare Disease Day. It was insane. I don't like making t-shirts. No. So the Duper Crusaders. Adrian Felterman held a Kendra Scott fundraiser. Avery Zamora had a hat day at her school for Do15Q. Shannon Davison participated in our shoe drive. Christina Nelson was also a co-director of the Believe Walk in Denver. Hilly Matsua did a Run for a Reason. Ray Kasha is doing a Super Duper Salon Day on the 15th of every month. She donates her proceeds from her salon back to Do15Q. Heather Sheldon did Miles for Miles. She did a grocery bagging event. She did a haunted house event, and she also had a psychic night in the UK. She has some great and outside of the box ideas, and I love them. Laura Stellick did a snowball crawl and Crawling for the Cure. So she had a couple pub crawls, and there's another one coming up soon. So we try to share all of these online. So please, we take things in Facebook. We do it. They're in the newsletter. So they're fun. Check them out. Make sure to post pictures when you go to them. So thank you to the Duper level Crusaders. So we have the Super Duper level now. So Mike Porath, after that first marathon he ran, he keeps running them, so he did the Death Valley Run. Robin Famiano Roman did a bake sale fundraiser, and they also participated in the t-shirt Rare Your Blue. Carissa Harris did a Hattie's Warrior t-shirt sale, a Chipotle fundraiser, and a Rare Your Blue for Rare Disease Day. Scott and Molly Roberts did a Run for a Reason. Naked King has done a Run for a Reason, and she also did the Rare Your Blue for Do15Q Rare Disease t-shirts. And Rachel Seegers did an art show in honor of Do15Q. So thank you to the Super Duper Crusaders. So again, all of these are in-person fundraisers, meaning that these guys got people together to learn about Do15Q and also to raise money. So we have our Hope Crusaders. We have Diane Gomez, was one of the co-directors of the Believe Walk Medford. James Borden did the Boston Marathon. Lindsay Cayley was a co-director of the Believe Walk in Denver. Courtney Manning did a Believe in Brielle t-shirt fundraiser. Christina Hall-Witzel did a fundraiser for her daughter's birthday. So thank you to the Hope Crusaders. And now we have the Dream Crusaders. We have Ruth Cross, who hosted the Believe Walk in Warrenville, Illinois. We have, oh yeah, for these guys you gotta come up because they're making some really, really amazing connections. We have Ruth Cross, Believe Walk Warrenville. Yvonne Fetterman, she co-directed the Believe Walk in Miami, and she did the 15 for Duke 15Q giveaway. And Christine Benitez also co-directed the Believe Walk Miami. So thank you to our Dream Crusaders. All right, and now we're at the Achieve level. So Mark and Lauren Weisberg, Lauren serves on our board. They did the Hope for Holden, they did the Game Changer event, they did the Wear Your Blue T-shirt day, and they did a pizza experience fundraiser. This was last year in 2018. Tessa Quinlan ran her annual GQ event, and GQ does not mean the magazine, it means Gavin Quinlan, which I love. Aisha Romero ran the Believe Walk in Hawaii. She did a run for your reason. She did the Wear Your Blue T-shirt fundraiser for Rare Disease Day. Colleen Lowell hosted the Believe Walk in Seattle. Amber Burke did the Drive for G15Q outing and did a Kendra Scott jewelry party. Shannon Rosvix, sorry your name is spelled without a Z, co-directed the Drive for G15Q golf outing. Laura Pollock co-hosted the Believe Walk in Denver. Adrian Parody co-hosted the Believe Walk in Denver. Tina DiLorenzo hosted the Believe Walk in Medford, did a gym fundraiser and an I Am Do 15Q t-shirt fundraiser. And Christine Hemingway was the co-director of the Believe Walk in Medford. Thank you to our Achieve Crusaders. I just want to go back 1 second on this one. So, when I say fundraising raises awareness, I had two people on this list, Shannon and Amber. They live close to me, so I get to see them often. These ladies helped organize this fundraiser. We petitioned a school that does a large fundraiser every year, and they chose us. And these ladies, other than the fact that this high school raised $52,000 for us, 2,500 young people now know what Do 15Q is, and their families and everybody else who came to their fundraisers to raise that $52,000. That's amazing. The other thing is, we are now part of their internship program. So next year, I'm gonna have 4 high school students dedicated to working for Duke 15Q Alliance. It's something that fundraising is awesome. We need the dollars. But at the end of the day, that's gonna change people's lives. That's gonna be, that's 2,500 more people that when you say, my kid has Duke 15Q syndrome, they're gonna be like, oh, I've heard of that. Rather than saying, what are you talking about? So I just have to say that that is one thing that it's just so amazing. So getting the word out there is just one of the biggest things that I'm really, really, really feel strongly about, clearly. So.